So guys, I I was just sitting there and I realized this thing that I said let me share with you. Because I was just there pressing my phone and I realized that trading is no more difficult for me like the way it used to be first. Then I sat down and I thought like what happened? Like I was not trying to figure out things that I did that it's no more difficult to me like the way it used to be a year ago or some months ago. Because if I say trading is like you see that I don't know how to put it, but if I say like during times that it was difficult or during times that I didn't know when to trade, I don't have I was I was trading a lot of pairs. I didn't have specific time to trade. I just can just wake up and run to the chart. If you see setup you take, like you didn't just know what you were doing, you were just trading without any specific rule. So I realized that for now it seems more very simple, calm. Though if I say like if I say trading is no more difficult for me, it doesn't mean that I'm profitable, but I am not a profitable. I can't say I'm profitable, but there are things that I have seen that like it's no more difficult. It's no more like the way I used to, because back then it's like I used to struggle with it. Now it's very easy. I don't know how to put it, but now it's very easy. I know that this is the time that I'm supposed to come. I just come at that time. You get a setup. No, I don't get a setup. I put a left. I leave the chart. I'm done. And then I used to trade like I used to trade all the pairs, the 20 something or whatever, like all the pairs. I used to trade all of them. I would analyze all of them, and it was a struggle. But now just two pairs, gold and UG. But I just come very simple and clean analysis. So I just realized this thing and I said, let me show you exactly what made trading simple and easy for me, that I no longer struggle like the way I used to struggle, and I can feel that the journey is now becoming smooth and it's just amazing and it's nice doing it. But once it's simple and clean, like it's very nice. You just come sit. It's not part of your daily routine. Like it's part of your day. You just get up at this time. I'm supposed to do this. You go and do it, and you are done. So if I should start, the things that made trading easy and more peaceful for me, instead of the times that I used to just sleep, wake up, go to the chart, I'll be set up, I'll start beating around, revenge trade, do whatever. I don't even journal, don't even do anything. I used to struggle back then, but now trading just feels easy and simple. And these are the things that I'm going to list. I've not like I didn't just check to write them down. I just realized it and I just picked the phone and I said let me make this video. So I'm going to be bringing them out of my mind. I don't know how many how many that they are going to be, but first of all, it was when I started journaling. Journaling is not easy. Like it's not something that everyone likes to do. It's not easy for you to take a loss and come and sit down and journal your emotions, or it's not easy. So you must journal. If you start to journal, you start to figure out your mistakes. You are going to start to figure out the bigger mistakes that you are doing. Then you start solving them little by little till you realize that it's like all your problems are now going away, and it's going to start with journaling. It is going to start with journaling, nothing but journaling. Once you start journaling, you take the trade, you journal how you were feeling the time you took the trade. You realize that sometimes are there that most of this time when you took the trade, there were just losses. It's like during that time the strategy doesn't work, or during that time it's not matching with what you are trading. So first you just realize that. Then after you started journaling your trades, the next thing you need to do is backtest. Because once you start journaling, you get to know that there are some pairs that the strategy doesn't even work on them. There are some strategies that only works on trending markets that respect market structure. But there are some pairs that will just go up, spike down, consolidate. Like it's just chaos. So using the strategy on certain pairs, once you start to journal, you realize that all these pairs, I'm just taking losses on them. You get rid of them. Then you start focusing on the pairs that are giving you the winners. The pairs that are giving you the break even, the winners, the 1 and 2 losses. Then you start focusing on this pairs. So once you start focusing on this pair, you start backtesting those pairs again with the same strategy. You start backtesting again with the same strategy on those pairs. You now need to figure out how that strategy works on that pair, the session that it works, the time frame that it works well. So that's 2. Once you start journaling, you start to see your problems, then you start to solve them. Especially if you are trading a lot of pairs, once you start, you know that some of these pairs are bullshit. So once you journal, you backtest. Once you journal, you get rid of some of the pairs, you backtest those that the strategy is working very well to build confidence. Backtesting give you confidence whether if the strategy is working, but the confidence that you have once you just see the setup, you just take your trade, because you know that already you backtested and you know that this system works 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. So you just don't need to know when it's going to play out, just take the trade. That's the confidence that you gain from backtesting. Backtesting is like, I didn't like backtesting. I hated backtesting a lot, but I had to do it. I had to sit down and do it, which I'm still doing. My backtesting software is still on. Anytime I just get to the chart, I just do 1 or 2 things. I just shift there and I backtest, and I leave. And I keep on compiling the trace numbers and I keep on reviewing them. Very simple and short. So backtesting is another key thing, because first I started reducing the pairs. I started backtesting and seeing how the strategy works. So me trading all time frames during the journaling and the backtesting phase, I've now been able to reduce the pairs. I've now been able to figure out the time frame that this strategy works, whether New York or London. And this strategy works on New York, especially London and New York. But London is the best. And exactly when are you supposed to be on the chart? Is it before London open? Is it before New York open, or is it London and New York mid open? Then once you backtest, you now know that okay, this particular strategy, it works on trending markets. So you get rid of all the useless pairs, then you focus on those 1 or 2 pairs. Like, it's very simple, 1 or 2 pairs that can give you at least 2 to 3 trades a week. You focus on these pairs, leave the rest. Then the next thing is, after you've started journaling, you've started backtesting, building that confidence, reviewing your trades. So the next thing is what? Come, because I didn't write them down, but I'm going to figure out the things that make trading simple and easy for me. And these are the best things: journal, backtest. Knowing the time frame that strategy works is very key. Knowing the time frame that strategy works is very key, because it's going to give you enough time to do other things, but not to just focus. Once you focus too much on the chart, you're going to frustrate. Or once your strategy, you must be on the chart for 10 to 12 hours, you are going to do mistakes. So once you get that hour that you need to be on the chart, it's going to make, once you just get that, you don't need to go to the chart. That time you're on the chart, you do whatever you want to, you are out. You take your trade, you do whatever you want to, you are out. It's going to make trading very simple and easy for me. Then you are journaling, you are backtesting, then you now start to now build a solid trading plan based on all the information that you are now getting. This is the best time to trade. This is the time that I'm supposed to be on the chart. This is like the best is already down. You now give yourself a perfect trading plan according to how the system is now working on those 1 or 2 pairs. Then you now start following it. Then that is when emotion will now start to be a problem. Once you figure out all these things, you now get a strategy, you know how the strategy works, you have the confidence, you know the time frame, the session. Then if you are losing, you need to now look at yourself, look at your own psychology. If all these things are good and set, the strategy you have proven data with the strategy, you're still losing. Now look at yourself. Are there times that you just miss setup because of some certain things around you? Because these are things that you don't take note of, but you lose trades because of them. You miss setup because of your surrounding. Maybe the time you're supposed to be on the chart, you weren't around, you had to do something, you came back, you missed the setup. The next day, trading being probability, the next day it's a normal loss for your strategy. Your account is going down. The next day that there was supposed to be a setup, you were doing something. The next day there was supposed to be a setup, you took it, but it was a break even. The next day that you were supposed to be a win, you weren't around. The next day that you took it, a normal loss. The account just keep going down, then you don't understand what's happening. So focus on these things. If I have shown you my journal, but I'll make it in another video. I don't want this video to pass 10 minutes. So subscribe, like this video, join the journey.